Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Kentucky for the 19th, or is it the 18th? The 18th race of the season. Last week, Alex Gray won his second race of the season. Get this stupid Java thing out of my face. Becoming the second driver to win 2 races. First, let's get to your starting lineup before we look at the point standings. Grayson Acevedo and Andrew Rich will start on the front row. Charles Sanford, Nick Smith in row 2, Colin Denton, not Ryan Blaney, and Charles Jackson row 3, John Arndt, Edwin Mendez row 4, with Dylan Young and Austin Ellis in row 5. 2 hometown drivers in the race today. Alex Gray's one of them. He starts dead last for 42nd, and the other, James Quall, starts 26th. Your points leader entering today's race is Michael Amato. He has 1 win on the season, and he is the points leader. Alex Gray sits 3 points back with 2 wins. Alexander Rowe 5 back with 1 win. Colin Denton and Edwin Mendez with no wins. Denton back 6. Mendez back 20. That is your top 5 in points. Bubble drivers right now are Jay Barker and Johnny Gardner, 1 wins apiece. Barker is 23 points above the cut line. Johnny Gardner 12 points above the cut line, being 30th in points driver Adam Rogers. And the 5 drivers outside the top 30 with wins: Philip Goldberg 11 down, J.J. Curtis 12 down, Grayson Acevedo on the pole 14 down, Seth Cole 23 points down, and Chris Dodd, your other 2-time winner, is 29 points down. This race has been shortened to 41 laps and only set to 1x square because there is a pit glitch with this track, which is why the truck race was so screwy yesterday. But I decided to continue to use this track just for this season. Just because by the point of next season, hopefully there'll be an updated version from this track for online that doesn't have that pit glitch. And so for 2018 season, we'll have a better track with no glitch. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. But right now, I'm thinking about not bringing trucks back. I'm thinking maybe doing 2 divisions for Cup or something. But for today's race, it will be a 1x 41 lap race, so these guys won't have to pit for tires. You might see people pit for damage because there's bound to be that one cluster F'd caution. But I apologize for no pit stops today, and the tire wear will be less of a fall off, so it might be a little more interesting race here with the shortened distance. But they're coming around the track. Next week is New Hampshire. Off is the trucks as they prepare for Eldora. But as they come into the tri-oval, green flag is out. We are underway at Kentucky, and Charles Jackson all the way to the outside lane already, trying to make it 3 wide. And he will go 3 wide. And they are 4 wide back here already. Look at that. Jake Rogers down the bottom. Austin Alves up top. Let's see what happens. We know that bottom lane will have to check up big time. And Charles Sanford didn't really have to, but Colin Denton did. Andrew Rich didn't get much of a run off the corner. And let's see. Oh, they are 5 wide back here. This won't end well. And there they go. Tyler Merkel's around. Oh, my gosh. Austin Alves up. Almost in the catch fence. Oh, my gosh. Seth Cole, Jonathan Sorlin, Adam Rogers, Peter Sands. Seth Cole is on his lid. Back to all 4 tires, lay the rest. As they race back for the first caution of the day, your leader is Grayson Acevedo. They might wreck again. I saw it in my first attempt. And there they go! Charles Jackson, Nick Smith. Smith turns straight down the track. Shelley's involved. Philip Goldberg, Michael Amato. And they're stacking up. Tony Green. Alex Gray. Oh, and here they come again. Oh, Hartnett and Johnny Gardner. Sikuli's trying to get it woed down. Mayhem. And Goldberg still bouncing off of people, bouncing off of James Qualls, trying to get back up to 16th. Just keeps wrecking himself. Tony Green just got wrecked. Oh, and Goldberg just cut off Alex Gray. Wow, yep, I told you. Oh, and Charles Jackson's flipping. What the heck? Everything is all screwed up here, guys. This is awful. There are the top 4. These guys still trying to sort things out here in the back. Let's take an extensive replay look at what the heck just happened. Alright, guys. Here we go. So we saw this 5 wide right here. Merkel just doesn't give Dylan Young any room. And they're around. And Austin Alves got pushed up into the fence. And there was another wreck up here. Seth Cole and Alexander Rowe go flying. And look at this. Wow. William Brock. There's Seth Cole. You see flipping. He's going to flip on his lid. Peter Sands and LJ Toledo. Wow. What a lick. And Sands barreled over onto the fence. There's Toledo. More contact with other drivers. We saw Austin Alves and Sorlin flipping. Let's take another look at this. So there's Alves. He's up. Now, where does Sorlin? Sorlin and Adam Rogers right there. Oh, wow. Sorlin got flipped off the 2 of Dylan Young. Massive wreck. There's probably half the field gone because of everything that happened after. So now let's go look afterwards. We saw what happened with Charles Jackson and pretty much everything else originally. Let's see what caused him to be flipped after the fact. Oh, him and Chris Dodd are just riding. And, I mean, they're going slow enough. Let's just full speed it. They start going down and, oh, man. Oh, man. Devastation here at Kentucky. Definitely not using this version again. Let's get you back to the race restart. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Drivers out of the race. Peter Sands, LJ Toledo, Adam Rogers, who was 30th in points. Keep that in mind. Seth Cole, Austin Alves, Dylan Young, Jonathan Zorlin, Johnny Gardner, Alex Gray, and Charles Jackson. Tyler Merkel is 2 laps down. You can see him restarting on the bottom line there. Top 10 rundown. Grayson Acevedo is your leader. Charles Sanford 2nd. Andrew Rich is 3rd. Colin Denton 4th. John Arndt 5th. Edwin Mendez 6th. Deanna Jones is 7th. Jake Rogers 8th. Caleb Hoppen 9th. And 7th. Oskin is 10th. Pretty much everybody else back here has some sort of damage. So that'll be interesting who has less damage than the other competitors. But we are going back racing and probably green the rest of the way. Just like the truck race. Hopefully there's not another wreck. Dodge looking to get that first win. There's Andrew Rich. He's there in 3rd. Can he get it done? Green flag back in the air. Some drivers having issues getting around the 9 of Tyler Merkel. You see Acevedo, Sanford, and Rich pulling away a bit. As Edwin Mendez has to lift. Merkel does not seem to be as damaged as drivers might have thought. He is getting up there pretty good. Oh, look at John Arndt piercing up through the middle. Well, Merkel really loses speed there, though. That should help some of these lead lap cars get past him. So you're 3 wide in the back as well. And they will get 2 laps under green here as Acevedo leads them. We'll see officially who's got good lap times, who's got good cars here. Can't really tell right now. It looks like Denton does have a better car. Not really sure how much of that is draft. But Acevedo might be pulling away a bit here. as they are single file. Tire management will probably come into play here, especially with 1X, so drivers have to be careful how much they use their stuff and how much when they use it. Sanford seems to be in conserve mode. Rich trying to get by him, not working as he went high into turn 1. Denton, Mendez, they're coming up here. John Arndt's trying to push up. Martin Suarez has cracked the top 10. He sits in 9th. Jake Rogers has passed Deanna Jones for 10th. And you can see Michael Amato working his way here. Zach Rogers has damage. He is trying to work his way through the field. You can see the slight back end damage might be helping him as he just passed Fitzwater and Amato. That'll move him up to 13th. Dodge has not had good luck this season. There's Sekula, you see, trying to maybe dive bomb a Hartnett. A lot of cars with damage back here racing for some spots. There's DJ Curtis, you know, one of those winners could be trying to move himself up through. Maybe get into that top 30. As he goes by Nate Rogers. That's for 19th. As we look through the back, trying to see who's got more damage than the other drivers. Chris Dodd did make some significant contact, but he will go by Nick Smith, who is losing ground. Nico Tringali, William Brock with some heavy damage. Eric Benson seems to have the most. And his car looks pretty clean otherwise, so shocker that he's got the most damage. But Ace Vado leads it as Andrew Rich will clear the 03 of Sanford. Denton and Mendez to the bottom of the 03. Denton really had to lift. He will stay low off turn 4. Sanford got a run back on the 53. Rich has that better turn 1, though. He's going to pull away from Sanford here. Battles everywhere around this track. You see Marco still has not fallen. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he's fallen pretty decent. So he will get 32nd. But Zach Rogers has a pretty fast car for that back end being bent up. That might be helping that car corner a bit with that damage. As they are 3 wide. Now they're 2 wide. That's Jake Rogers and Samet Oskin. Rogers will complete the pass on the 23. The 54 will check up dramatically. So I thought I saw someone down pit road. I must be seeing things. John Arndt in 5th. We haven't really talked about the 48 team a lot. You know, he was one of those. He was leading the points a while ago. And he was the one of the most consistent drivers. That has fallen off now, however. As these guys catch Grayson Ace Vado, it might be that it's probably the draft mostly, and they're doing a good job getting through the corners. As Colin Denton is peeking up again to the back of Charles Sanford, trying to get by for 3rd. He's going to tuck back in line smartly here. But John Arndt got a good run, and he's going to dive it into turn 3. And he won't get by him. Denton got moved up a bit. It's going to help him get a better run on the 03, so he might actually thank the 48 for that move right there. Andrew Rich slowly but surely closing in on the 5. On lap 18 of 41, they'll be coming to lap 19. Eric Benson, it looks like they will catch for sure. I'm not sure about the other lap traffic. Let's see that time by. Rich gained another 200s. It's getting difficult for him. These top 4 are pulling away from John Arndt. Edwin Mendez sits in 6th place as Oskin will pass Martin Suarez for 7th. Caleb Hoffman 9th. Jake Rogers sent these two. Seem to be battling back and forth. Rogers goes really low. Hoffman will stay up high towards the wall.
He will hold on to 9th place for now. Deanna Jones, Philip Parker sit just outside the top 10. Zach Rogers still running some consistent lap times. Could be trying to get into the top 10. Meanwhile, Mendez aren't trying to close back the gap. Denton trying to find any way he can to get by Charles Sanford. These guys are all evenly matched for the most part. Ace Fado looking to try and get that second win. He'd be the third driver to do it. Ace Fado won back at Sonoma 2 weeks ago. Won the first road course race of the series. Now looking to get a speedway track on his resume. As he starts to pull away from Andrew Rich, he might have used up his stuff a bit. It was 20 to go at the start-finish line as they catch the one of Eric Benson. Sanford now back on the back end of the 53 as Denton is backed off. John Arndt is closing fast. And so is Mendez, Oskin, Suarez. They are all closing back up. This could become an interesting fight. But Andrew Rich continuing to fall off the 5. And the guys behind him know it, and they want to get by him if they think they're faster. They're catching the 1. Depending where Ace Fado catches the 1, it could be crucial. Now here they come down the straightaway. Ace Fado's gonna... Where's Ace Fado gonna catch him here? Oh, and he'll have to slam the brakes for the 1. Now he gets to the low side. Andrew Rich right behind him. Rich looking. He can't quite get there. He has to lift dramatically, and everybody else does too for the 1. That will allow Ace Fado to really pull away, as now they're about to go 3 wide. Edwin Mendez just passed Arndt and Denton, and Oskin followed them behind. 2 new drivers in the top 5. And now Oskin's looking for 4th on his teammate. And Oskin has to lift on that bottom lane. Mendez will hold on to 4th. As others catch up, easily coasting by the 1. John Arndt still stuck on the high side as Denton will get back by for 6th place. Ace Fado trying to pull back away as Arndt now getting passed by Suarez. He lifts. Arndt will hold on to 7th for now. So as Suarez falls back to 8th, now getting a little run from Jake Rogers, who goes way too high. He'll have to lift. He might lose 9th to Parker. Nope, Rogers gets that run off the corner. Parker tries to dive it in a bit. Can't quite get there. Jones has to lift. Zach Rogers will get a little bit of a run off of turn 4. Fitzwater 14th. Curtis is in 15th. As we look through the rest of the field of damaged race cars. Chris Dodd has made his way up to 23rd. And there we see Qualls and William Brock about 0.6 off pace. They probably will not be caught, as there's more action going on. Edwin Mendez has passed Charles Sanford for 3rd place. And Samit Oskin's going to get him for 4th. So Sanford, his car seems to be falling off. He does not seem to have the long run car. But the 23 and 83 do. And they're getting up there. They might have a shot at this thing. Andrew Rich and Ace Fado mostly even. Rich faster that time by. So was Mendez and Oskin were over a whole 2/10 faster than the 5 last time by.
Mendez had a shot at a win at Vegas. Deanna Jones took it from him.
Mendez has had shots at other tracks as well, but it has eluded him, I should say. Sam and Oskin's been getting better a bit as we head into the summer months. And they've both caught the back end of Andrew Rich. They have really saved their stuff. Mendez was 1/10 faster. Oskin was 2/10 faster. Do these two work together, or is it every man for himself? They're coming to 10 to go. Oskin's going to lift a bit more than Mendez, maybe trying to get a run off the corner. Will Oskin follow his teammate Mendez? Mendez might be looking for second place into turn 1 here. Can't quite do it. Now they're getting held up. 5 starting to pull back away. Oskin's going to run a bit of a higher line. Nine to go. And now it's stalemate. They might have used their stuff up getting to the back of Rich because they can't get by him. Suarez still sits in 7th. Jake Rogers 9th. Parker has passed Caleb Hoffman 4/10. DJ Curtis is up to 12th place. What do you know? How about that? He's worked his way around some of these guys, and he finds himself in 12th. And there it is, Mendez to the inside of Andrew Rich. Into turn 1 they go. Oskin giving the 83 the draft help. He's going to stay on the bottom. Oskin's got a lift for the 53. He can't get a good run. This is probably going to take Oskin out of the equation, but Mendez has a clear sight of the 5 as they hit lap 35. Ace Vado has led the whole race up to this point. And I think he wants this win now, and he sees Mendez coming. He knows he's got a good shot at him. Oskin couldn't get the best line through 3 and 4, and I think that's going to cost him a shot at this. He's still got a pretty good chance at this top 5, though, as Martin Suarez now is looking for 6th place on Colin Denton. And John Arndt is looking to follow him. But with these more worn tires, that outside line in 1 and 2 becomes a little bit more of an effect. Suarez will clear the 21, but Arndt's going to have to lift, and I think Jake Rogers and Parker pass him here. No, Rogers peaked low. DJ Curtis still sitting in 12th. Probably still has a shot at the top 10 here. 5 laps to go. Mendez is a little faster than the 5, but not much. He needs to get his laps down here. Oskin is still really closing in now. Oskin might still have a shot at a 3rd place finish. As they'll hit 4 to go. We're going to look at the ticker this time. Ace Vado still holding on, but not by much. Oskin's really looking for 3rd place here on the 53. He's all over his bumper. Does he make a move here? Yeah, he does. And he has to lift. He can't hold it. It's going to cost him a good run off of 4. Three to go. Ace Vado gained a little ground back. I think it's just too little too late for the 83. Might be too little too late. 2 to go at the start finish line, and he's not closing. He closed a little bit back more, but they're just too even this late in the race. White flag in the air for Grayson Ace Fatal, looking for win number 2 on the season. Mendes gained a little more that time, but I think it's just too little too late. Martin Suarez will get by Charles Sanford for 5th. It's going to be a top 5 finish for Suarez, but as they come through 3 and 4, Grayson Ace Fatal gets his 2nd win in 3 races. He wins at Kentucky. Mendes just got held up by Rich too much and could not hold his stuff by the time he got by the 53. He gets 2nd, Rich 3rd, Oskin 4th, Suarez with a last lap pass for 5th, Charles Sanford 6th, Colin Denton 7th, John Arnn 8th, and Jake Rogers will finish 9th with Philip Parker in 10th. I hope you enjoyed the race here today. I will see you guys next week for New Hampshire. Trucks are off. Hopefully next season, if we come to Kentucky, it will not be this bad as far as the cautions and all the stack-up stuff. So I apologize for that. Just didn't want to change back to an older track after using a new one. Hope you understand. I'll see you at New Hampshire. Peace out.